I'll talk about Juan, yes?
Yes.
And that project.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
because the information that we have, we thought that he has done a number of plays when he was in the UK, but there is no information. So when Faiz asked me to help compiling this information, I started and was lucky actually to meet Stephen Dini from Half Moon, Stages of Half Moon. And he gave me some,
yes.
some names.
Our administrator talks about Alfredo Galvez, and the designer does. And they were both very, they became very, very important. That was the beginning for me of a 7-year period at that theatre. And the administrator was incredibly important. And Mickey Bearwish, the designer, was very interesting. I'd like to talk about what he
yes, please.
The thing is, the coup of I think 73 was somewhat important to us in England, and it occasioned demonstrations and quite a big reaction on the street. And I think that's when Juan came to London. I'm not sure if it was 73 or shortly afterwards.
Yes, 74.
And by 1978, when we did his play, what emerged, which made it incredibly important, was the involvement of the CIA in to a degree engineering that coup, and that was important to me that we made a statement with Juan's play. It's a very long time ago. I think we didn't talk politics too much, but I think he was a Marxist. It's something you would know. I was a Marxist and am now. And when I met him, he was, I don't think he was incredibly happy. He was obviously he was like a refugee, wasn't he, in London, and not especially happy. And I think he yearned to go back to, obviously, to his home country. But anyway, so he brought this play, and it's a very long time ago, and since then I've done maybe 100 productions, and in the theatre, and quite a lot of TV and movies. So, but I'd like to talk about Mickey Bearwish, the designer.
Yes, please. Yes.
Because he was a very, very interesting designer. He wasn't interested in the appearance. He didn't make pictures. He made structures. He built 3-dimensional structures. And very often, when we made a play, on this play and others, he would hire a truck for a day, for one day, and drive round and pick up objects and bring them into the theatre and build as I say, a structure, and that's what he did with Alfredo Galvez. He created an environment. It was very, very interesting and radical designer, and it was wonderful to work with him. So the statement of the play was enhanced by what he brought to it. And I don't know if you know, the Half Moon Theatre was a derelict synagogue.
Yes, I read that. Yeah.
So it had a balcony where women were allowed when it was a synagogue, and the audience were on three sides. So what Mickey did, and what the play was built into the theater, and Mickey did that many times with plays. What can I say? I collaborated with some actors in that play who, like, for example, Barry Houghton. There's a lovely picture of him with an agricultural implement on stages of Half Moon. And he became a collaborator. I did maybe 30 plays with him. Yeah. Very remarkable. He was primarily a painter, but he was a fabulous actor. What else? Yes. Obviously, the political background to it was very, very important. Obviously, it was to Juan Vera, but it was important for us to make that statement about Chile as we British understood it. And as I say, the coup, which obviously you know much more about than I do, seemed incredible, brutal, and a very brutal operation by the military. And the fact, as I say, that it was aided by the CIA, covertly by the CIA, I don't think they still admit to it. They have, I think quite recently, said, well, we did encourage the generals a little bit. But basically they murdered the democracy, didn't they, in Chile? And that was our understanding of why, when I met Juan, I thought it important to put that play on.